What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I've got an awesome video for y'all today. We are going to be doing, if you can't see behind me, a Dollar General survival challenge. Under 10 items is what I'm going for. So that's shelter, you know, like a knife, paracord or something to help put the shelter together. We are going to be using the hatchet, our second hatchet of the hatchets that we're going through to do the hatchet test, which is the Ozark Trail hatchet. So it will be what we use to like make our tent stakes and stuff with. That's the good news, is that we're gonna have a banger of a video, and all the food's gonna come from here. The only thing not coming from here is that hatchet and beer, because they don't sell beer at this one. They do at some of them, so you can get beer at Dollar General, so don't hate me for that one. The other good news is that it is 75 degrees today. Great temperature, supposed to be 67 tonight. Bad news is it's been raining all day. It's supposed to continue to rain. I don't know if you can see that. It's beautiful weather. And so a fire is going to be extremely difficult. And I did say fire. We are going to have a fire today because the temperature is going to be low enough to have one, and I haven't had one in a while, and I really enjoy them. But it's going to be a little bit difficult to get going. There are two Dollar Generals I have to choose from. I have this one behind me that we're going to go check out first, and one more down the road. They're kind of on both sides of the road I actually live on, by about 5 miles each way. So we're gonna get in here, we're gonna see what we can find at this one. If we don't have everything there, we'll go down to the next one and continue from there. I'll see you guys inside. All right, guys, so I'm in here and I'm on the home improvement aisle. And I see a tarp. It's 6 by 8 and 8 by 10. I think we're gonna go 8 by 10. Tarp. It's a pretty crappy tarp. But it is 8 by 10, so.
Does it matter what brand? There's nothing expensive.
And then some poly twine. They don't have any 550 cord or anything at this one, but we'll use poly twine just to secure it to the. I'm thinking of a plow point construction. I've never made one, but we'll go with it. I think I need to hit. This is pretty much shelter. Hit the food aisles. Oh, so that's pretty much it. But bug spray. Bug spray. You know what? We'll try this one. I don't know. You might know anything about bug spray. Yeah, we're just gonna go with this one. All right. I'll see you guys in the cooking section. Alright, guys, so I know that this Dollar General actually sells ground beef. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find a aluminum pan, and I'm gonna use that to cook over the fire in. Throw some other stuff in it, that ground beef, and I think we should be good to go. As soon as that should work. One of these lids, no, it's not a lid. No. Not lids. I'll use some aluminum foil. There's 3 of those. I'll use one of them. Is there a lid? That'll work. No, it's not. It's not a single knife. Yes, here we go. Not the biggest knife, but it's a knife. A can opener. $2 can opener. And a bottle opener for the Coronas.
I need some way to stir whatever I make. Not $1. $1. Alright. I'm gonna get the rest of the food and some seasonings and some aluminum foil. Ooh, instant coffee. I need coffee for the morning. Coffee. Or Red Bull. Coffee. Little Folgers. Need a cup. I'm gonna have to have something to drink out of. Alright, I'm gonna grab the rest of this stuff and then I gotta find something to sleep on and something to help me start a fire. You know, instead of the instant coffee, I'm gonna go cold coffee. Alright. So far I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 items that actually count. Food items don't count. So I've got 5 items that actually count. So I've got about 5 more. So I need to find fire starting, something to sleep on, and the rest of the stuff for my food. So we get that done. Alright, so since everything's wet, we're gonna grab some of these and a lighter for our fire starter. I've got all my food and stuff for the meal I think I'm gonna try to make. Some kind of like camp dish style hobo meal. I've got to find something to be able to lay on, a tablecloth or shower curtain or something to keep me dry. Because I am going to use, you know, like a normal pillow and my sleeping bag, and that, as far as the shelter and everything, is going to be built here. Everything's got to come from here, food and everything. So, either a tablecloth or a shower curtain. Tablecloth be bigger, shower curtain be bigger. Tablecloth's cheaper. But they're really thin, 84 inches diameter. They're all for round tables. Oh no, wait, here we go, 54 by 108. That'll work. For $1, for a ground tarp, $1. Something to lay on to keep me dry. Alright, I think that does it. We're gonna grab a lighter, check out, and I'll see you guys. We're gonna build camp.
Alright guys, what's going on? We're back out here at the location. I'm super excited for tonight's video. Man, it was literally raining on me on my way home, so I have very limited time to film this setup. So I'm gonna show you what I got from Dollar General. I'm gonna build it and then show it to you, but I'm gonna explain it before I build it, hopefully. We're gonna see how this works. So anyway, like I said, the only things that we're not counting towards the 10 items was the hatchet and the food. I didn't even end up with 10 items. I could have probably done a little better, could have done a little worse. I don't think I ended up with 10 items. I actually haven't counted them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No joke, I didn't count them at all. Turned out to be 10 items exactly. So, first things first, for cooking for tonight, we got these aluminum pans. There is 3 of them. I'm gonna use one of them as a lid, and the other one kind of like create like a pot oven kind of style thing. They did have pots and stuff, but I didn't want to waste the money on those. For rope, we have 3-ply poly twine, 150 feet. They didn't have any 550 cord. Normally they have 550 cord. Bug spray. I guess you can count bug spray. You could not count bug spray. So then be 9 items, but we'll call it 10. 1 big lighter, can opener / bottle opener, spoon, knife. This is my knife. It's a paring knife. Luckily, just cutting twine and maybe cut up some limes for the beer. Our ground cloth or ground thing to put my sleeping bag on and pillow is going to be a plastic tarp. Or not plastic tarp, plastic table cover thing, because it was cheap and I'm going to throw it away when I get done with this anyway. The roof's going to be a tarp. It's an 8x10 tarp. That's the reason we're going with the plow point.
because I think it's going to be the best way to utilize the tarp this size. And then some tumbleweed fire starter helper stuff to help us start the fire in these wet conditions. And then of course the hatchet, the Ozark Trail hatchet that comes in that 11-piece set. We are only using the hatchet, so we will not be using the saw that comes in it or the fire starter. One, I forgot this had a fire starter in it, or I probably wouldn't have bought a lighter. So all we're going to be using is the actual hatchet itself. Unlike the other one, already an upgrade on this one is that the back is big enough to drive tent stakes and stuff in. It's actually big, it's beefy, and it's got a rope cutter on it. Instead of just having to, you know, try to cut through it with that or a vine cutter, you can actually use this if you're chopping through stuff and it's got vines on it. Use it to pull the vine and pull, and it'll cut it normally. Let's see. You could actually, if you really hate that saw the way I do, you could store some other like fire starting material or anything else in this handle. Hollow handle, I don't know if that's how bad it's going to vibrate. I mean, I've used it, you can see, used it a little, just testing it in general. We're going to build the shelter with it, which means building tent stakes, because they didn't have anything I could use for tent stakes for the back of this, and to build that bipod, or it'll be technically a tripod. You build a bipod and you put another pole in it, run into the ground, and you tarp it. Called a plow point because it comes to a point. I'll grab that other hatchet. Hang on. Ooh, I don't have that other hatchet. That other hatchet's actually down at the house. Oh well, I was gonna show you the difference between how wide this one is compared to the other one. Well, the other one was about this wide. I can do it this way. The other one, the back of it was about as wide as the front of this blade. Instead of being nice and thick, it's reason you couldn't drive stakes with it. So this is already an upgrade from the first one. A little heftier. I don't like the case as much, but definitely needs to be sharpened. Has needed to be sharpened since I bought it. I'm hearing sprinkles. I'm gonna put you guys up. I'm gonna get this shelter built, then I'll show it to you. And I gotta gather wood and stuff like that for a small fire, at least long enough to cook with. Hopefully I'll put it in the shelter and it'll dry out in the next couple hours before it's time to cook. So I'm gonna throw you guys back in the truck, build this shelter, show it to you. This is down, dirty, stupid, simple Dollar General survival. All right guys, I just got done building that shelter. I definitely need to practice my plow point building, because I don't know that this counts as a plow point. It is a shelter. It will keep me dry and out of the wind. Make sure you point your taking when your point on that goes into the wind, so the wind, you know, goes around it. Anyway, I'm sweating real bad. Even though it's 75, it's, you know, still a little warm, a little humid. But I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a look at it. It ain't much to look at. That tarp is trash. It's already got holes in it. But it'll work for a night or two or three. And you could kind of adjust from there. But this is just a simple one night shelter. You could stay in it multiple nights until the tarp just decided it didn't want to be a tarp anymore. It's pretty windy out here, but it's holding up just fine. So I'll give you guys a look. So here she is in all her glory. I know it's terrible. I just could not get this thing to shape right. But it's got a door. It's got its own little door, so I can kind of, you know, block off the rest of everything else. You open the door, and you have that blue tablecloth that we're using as a ground tarp, and my sleeping bag in here. And that's it. I mean, I'll show you guys. This is it. Barely enough space to lay down. But that's all it's for. Just for me to lay down. None of the walls are touching me. My feet aren't touching any of the walls. I mean, just big enough for me to sleep in. Whew. Well, you can tell I've been sweating now. Let's see. Yep. This is it. Nothing fancy. But it'll keep me dry. It'll keep me out of the rain. It'll keep me out of the weather. Keep me out of the wind. So it'll work. It's just for one night anyway. So, but I mean, you can stay in here multiple nights. You know, it's gonna keep the rain out. Should keep me dry. Got a cloth to keep any water coming from the ground off of you. So yeah, it's not that bad. Could use a pillow. Gotta get a pillow. So,
I'm gonna hang out here for a little while, and I'll see you guys when it's time to cook and get that fire lit. Fire lit is gonna be the next part. It's gonna be the hardest part because it's gonna be the hardest part because everything's wet. So hopefully that tumbleweed stuff works. I can actually sit all the way up in here, almost. It's nuts if I move towards the center. I can. My door's hitting me in the face. Hold on, I can fix that. I can fix that. Blam. Blam, blam, thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Yep, there we go. That door's not hitting me in the face. So yeah, I mean, I'm sitting straight up, so at least I can sit up in here. So like if you're stuck in here for a while, at least you can sit up and stay in here during the rain. Not nearly as glorious as my last one, but it'll work. It's nice and warm in here. It does block all the wind. I mean, it's windy. But you can hear it, the tarp moving. You can kind of see the tarp moving. Well, I say you can see it moving. Of course, it quits moving when I point at it. Anyway, keeps all the wind out of here because it's hotter in here than it was out there. So that's good. If you want all the wind blocked. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna hang out for a little while. And I'll see you guys when it's time to get that fire lit and time to start cooking. All right, guys. So, kind of got our fire set up here. That's the best I can. With being wet and everything out here. Got that tumbleweed on here. I'm gonna get it going. I don't even know if you guys can see that. Hold on. There we go. I've got it piled into the trash that came with that other stuff. So I'm gonna get this going, feed it some of these small limbs, and hopefully we get it going. So I put it on all this trash, and that tumbleweed took real quick. I like that. But I set it on some of that trash, one, to keep it up off the wet ground. Two, because the trash will help get it going. And three, it's a way to get rid of all that packaging. So I'll just attempt to start laying some limbs on here, and some of these little limbs, and we'll gradually work up to bigger stuff. And hopefully, you know, at some point we'll be able to cook on this. If not, I'm gonna be hungry because can't eat the stuff raw. Hopefully that tumbleweed will burn long enough to dry out some of these sticks, get them going, like I said. Then we'll be able to, you know, put bigger stuff on there as it burns down. Who knows though? I'm telling you, if them guys on a loan can get one going with no help on freaking Vancouver Island, I'm pretty sure I can get one going out here in Mississippi with help. If I can't hang up, I need to hang it up. I'm gonna tell you, if they'd have had a flint and ferro rod out there, I'd have used it. I do prefer my flint and steel or my ferro rod and knife styles of making fire over a lighter, but can't beat the simplicity of a lighter. Good pile of little stuff there. Hopefully that'll take off, and then we can start moving into some of the bigger stuff. All right, guys, so I'm about to start making dinner, and I'm gonna lower you guys down, and you'll see me kind of throw this together. For the most part, we're making a camp dish, not the traditional way I would normally make it. We've got carrots, potatoes, and corn. Normally I would use a can of corn, but I would cut up the carrots and potatoes, but they didn't have those at this Dollar General. Some Dollar Generals do sell produce now, which is cool. Next time we'll go to one of those maybe. Oh, and Rotel. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. And a can of mild Rotel. Give it a little spice. And ground beef. And then we're gonna season it all with a little ranch. A little extra spice, we've got hot sauce. And if you can't tell, I got the fire going. So hopefully it keeps burning, and I'll be able to put a big log on there in a minute and keep her going for a while. We'll be putting all that in one of these aluminum pans, capping it with another aluminum pan, squeezing all the sides together to make it tight, and cooking our meal. The beer we are enjoying today, Corona. If y'all can't tell, I really like Mexican beer. That one's actually already empty. No, need to get another one. But yes, I'm gonna lower you. Well, I don't even have to lower you guys down for this. I'm actually not gonna show you. I guess me putting it together. You just layer it. I'm gonna put the potatoes and carrots and a little bit of that on the bottom, and Rotel, hamburger meat in the middle, then put the rest of the potatoes and carrots and stuff on top. Seasoning. You're good to go. That's how it works. I don't know. I may show you. I guess you'll find out, won't you? Yeah. All right. So oddly enough, yeah, some Dollar Generals do sell ground beef, and I was happy that this one did. Using that old paring knife, it cut the cord just fine. It ended up not using the string, but it always gets string. But it did cut this just fine, and I did cut the string with it. It cut it just fine, and cut that lime just fine. So a little cheap paring knife as my knife choice, I'm happy with. Like I said, ground beef. We open this can of Rotel with our can opener. And they do sell better can openers if you just really wanted a better one, but this one had bottle opener on it too. When I was drinking the Coronas, needed a bottle opener. Great thing about being outside, just dump it in the grass. Hopefully keep the ants away. So yeah, fire's actually going. This tumbleweed stuff works pretty good. Lit very quickly. It actually goes this way, tumbleweed stuff. Worked really good. Lit first strike on the lighter. Just got that in the bottom of it. So, normally I would start with raw potatoes. Normally they're my base. So I make this at home too. Really like this dish. I have made it at home. Well, there's not nearly as many potatoes. Okay, so it's gonna be like one layer of everything. So normally I would layer it, unlayer it, whatever. Okay, it'll be one layer of everything. Because one can is not enough. Now we know, next time I'll get two. Not really, but I bet the one can of corn goes a whole lot further than everything else does. Point of it is that the hamburger meat, okay, in this case I guess the hamburger meat's going to season everything as it cooks down. God, I feel like it's so much corn. Whatever. Guess I got breakfast tomorrow too. As I can figure out how to keep the ants out of it. Can of Rotel. Spread that out. Love Rotel. Then we're going to put a layer of meat across the top. Now I wish I'd have bought cheese. I would totally sprinkle some cheese on top of this.
we'll just stir it. We'll have to stir it all together once it starts cooking. Break this up. Ooh, still slightly frozen. I was gonna do bacon cheeseburgers, not even gonna lie, because they sell bacon and burger, and then I decided that this sounded just so much better. And we have 3 pans, so I guess I got a plate. I can dig it out of here, use one as a plate, store this stuff in the truck overnight, and hopefully I'll have breakfast too. Gotta pat that out. Yep, just like that. Pat that out like that. A little bit of ranch powder. Go mix that in after it cooks for a little bit. Move this trash bag to this side. One of the reasons I love having those hooks on my truck is because I can do that. I feel like the other one was actually the lid. Yeah. Maybe not. We're taking attempt to fold all this. Maybe fold all this in. Maybe I should just got aluminum foil. Cover the top. That would have been an extra item though. Who knows? Do it like that. You know what? I'll call that right there. Damn success. I made a lid. Bam. So I'll see you guys once that gets done cooking. Or in between cooking it. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm just going to set it in the far. I'll see you guys in a few. A little view of her on the far. So she starts cooking up real nice. Real nice. Hopefully that wood will eventually start to burn at some point, but right now it's just kind of drying out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I didn't think this entirely through. The stirring process is a little difficult. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, shit, maybe so. I'm about to lose it here. Oh, crap. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Get that off of there. I need a stick. There we go. I saved it. I'm gonna mix it up and just leave it next to the fire. It may take a little longer, but trying to set it on them logs was not working. So I'll see y'all when it's time to eat. All right, guys, here it is. Dinner is done. It's gonna taste fantastic. It's one of my favorite things to make. I don't know if it's gonna taste fantastic as good as it normally does this way, using all canned products. But I know using fresh products, this stuff's fantastic. I'm gonna use this as my plate. Throw some hot sauce on this and smash. And then by then it should be nice and dark, and I'm gonna hit the bed and go to sleep. I've been up early, had to go to school today. But then we'll have our little camp talk. I got a feeling this is gonna be one of the worst camps I've ever made. I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe one of the worst nights of sleep I've ever had. Looks like the rain's cleared out for the day though, so hopefully we don't get any more. And yeah, so I'm gonna eat some food, drink some beers, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Oh, good morning, guys. That was a night. Shelter kept me dry. We had a heavy dew after all that rain, so it at least kept me dry. I would say I slept great. I slept okay. It's pretty mediocre. But for sleeping on the ground, it wasn't that bad. I've slept worse, actually. You know. That being said, my dog decided to join me, so he's up here. So I hate to sleep with me for a little while. So I stayed warm. I was comfortable. Bug spray eventually wore off, so I started getting bitten by some mosquitoes. But besides that, everything worked out all right. That's why I like winter camp. It's so much better. I don't have to worry about the mosquitoes. I don't have to worry about the mosquitoes at all. Anyway, that being said, this Ozark Trail hatchet works a lot better than that camo-less hatchet, and it comes with more stuff, better stuff. That we didn't use, but we did put the hatchet through its paces. This groove that I call like a line cutter worked really good for stripping bark off of my tent stakes, and then it also worked really good for cutting like thorn bush vines. I don't know what you call them, sticker vines, whatever. Worked really good for that. So, besides that, guys, I think that's gonna do it. I'm gonna tear it down camp, get everything cleaned up here, and get my day going. If you've never had one of these, I don't really recommend them. They're terrible. They're not like terrible, but they're not very good either. But got that fire going. With all that rain, we got the fire going. That was nice. So I'm gonna get camp cleaned up. I'm gonna head to the house. I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all remember to like and subscribe, share this with your friends, share the channel with them. The more followers we get, the more crazy crap we can do, and I've got some big plans if we can ever get to it. So I love you guys. Y'all stay frosty. I'll see you next time.